Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Welcome back. We're live today. Oh, I thought that was sausage on my mouth. It's something stuck on my screen. However you look at it, something need to be cleaned. Hey, guess what? It's Monday, right? I just love Mondays. I love every day, Monday through Friday. Why? Because we're here together. I'm so happy to be back. Boy, I missed you guys. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris, and my voice has come back, believe it or not. It really is. I had those, what are those things? I always want to say hormones. They weren't hormones. What were they called? What was it? They gave me those things for my voice. Steroids. That's what they gave me. And they're in my system, I think, until Thursday. But they're doing their thing. Oh my goodness, you guys, real quick, a little recap over the weekend. First of all, welcome my sidekick, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo, to the show. Hello, Lucy. Good morning. Okay, so y'all already know, if you've been on my page at all, Lord have mercy, Jesus, Father Abraham. I will never watch TV the same again. It's true. This must be what it's like when somebody sees a baby being born. You know, you're like, right. I'm not kidding you. Oh my goodness. First of all, it was the greatest experience ever. I learned so much about myself, and man, let me tell you what the greatest part of this experience for me was. Actually trusting my way into the arms of faith during this process, something I'd never done. It secretly meant more to me than I admitted to myself, especially to anyone else, including my husband, Brian. Because I was like, what if I can't pull it off? What if, all those things came rushing back through. It's been a long time since I felt them like that. But It was a great experience. Pulled a lot of things out of me that I didn't know I had. I observed a lot of other things in other people that I'm glad I don't have. I think it was 7 people got fired between Friday and yesterday. 7 people because they were too ego based. I knew it was going to happen. Seriously. In other words, in the hood, we would call them double S, which means shit starters. I'm not kidding. Shit starters. And I think they were all female. Not ain't gay. Hey, don't start sending me too, times up, feminist stuff. I don't mean it like that. What I'm saying is, because I watched them when they would come, new actresses would come, boom, 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 and something you'd see them looking the other ones up. Anyway, for whatever reasons, the powers that be got rid of them, and so that was the worst thing. But boy, it's just amazing. You know how you watch a scene or something and you just assume that that whole thing was all done at one time. No. I had one scene where it went over 3 days and you have to come back exactly like you left. The clocks have to be at the same time. The shades have to be just where they were. Everything. It's just amazing. And then when people started getting fired, I think it was the girl that was, anyway, I had someone I was doing a scene with, and we had been working for like 5 hours, right? Because you had 16, 17-hour days, no kidding. If you get a nap somewhere in the place, you could, the set house, you could, or go in there. A lot of people went in their cars and slept and stuff like that. Have your phone on. They call you, go, the person you rehearsed with for like 5 hours, she ain't even there. It's some new girl. Oh, what happened to Tracy? Right. But this is now, whatever. So, very interesting process. Very interesting process. I loved it. That's the bell of purpose, and I bring it on purpose. Why? Because just like that bell, you heard it. The truth has a ring to it. So, as we go through this wonderful interview today and every day here on Bathrobe Moments, you'll hear that bell ring from time to time because it means there's a nugget out there. And I ain't talking about one with chewy caramel. I'm talking about a nougat of gold, honey. Did I just go back into my openly gay comic character from the show? Oh, that's another thing. Listen to this, because I was doing it with Brian before I left. I'd say something like kind of snappy or sideways, right? He'd look at me like, who do you think you talk? I said, honey, that was my character talking. Hello, it was acting. It was not me. So anyway, when in and off the set, people would say stuff to each other and then say, oh, I was just playing my character. I was just getting in character. Oh, I'm still in character. And I'm like, I was waiting for one of them to try it on me. Right. But it was great. It was really great. I'll tell you guys more about it as we move through the week because I want to get our guest in here today. I'm bringing her back. She's been here many times, but I bring anyone back who I want you to understand in real time all the wonderful things that are happening within their journey. And today's guest, Jannette Ramos, the founder of ittakesavillage.org. I've already taken the liberty of dropping the link inside the comments. Don't use it until after the show. Anyway, I mean, why would you go there now when she's here? Right? Go there afterwards. So anyway, the reason I have her on here, today's topic is the art of manifestation. And I dubbed Jannette, who just happens to coach with me, shameless plug. I dubbed her a while back. I see her as a master manifester because it's her superpower. It truly is her superpower. And I don't think she knew just how super that power was. She found out when she was here in Chicago, y'all, for Power Week. Wait till we tell that story. Let me tell you what, greater than the universe source, Jesus, Moses, everybody up there got that ass. They got her that day. I bet she'll never do that again. We're going to talk about that. But anyway, put your hearts into this conversation today. I'm so proud. I'm so honored. And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to bring people on who can really tell you, let me tell you guys, it's happening in my life. And that's what we want for all of us. Can I get an amen? So put your hands together, and we do that by putting hearts on the screen because we can't hear you clearly. Here she comes, Jannette Ramos.
You got me dancing here in the background. Good morning. You have me dancing. What can I say? I got a lot of energy, especially early in the morning. So I'm happy to be back. I'm excited. I don't know. I just got a rush of something. So
of something. When did you learn how to do a green screen?
Well, we have Dano here who knows a lot. My son Dano. So he's showing
I just look, y'all. That was a setup, right? That was an overlay for the underplay. I knew she was gonna get to her. We still got to get Lou in here, her other son, because she gonna plug.
Sure do.
She gonna plug him.
Right.
So here we go. We got Dano in. Yeah, we know Dano. Weekly dose of Dano right here on the E360 TV network every Thursday. Get over and follow and like his page. Doing big things. Dano was in Miami. With that NFL thing, E360. We have NFL now on the network. Isn't that great? God is good, y'all. I remember way back it was just 3 of us. Now it's like hundreds or 100 and something. So anyway, good things happening. But today, Jannette, you know why you're here. And thank you for being flexible because you were supposed to be in yesterday. But I asked Aaron to do a rerun because after that first 16-hour day, I was like, Lord, no. And you should have seen how fast I got home. I didn't speed or anything, but I didn't stop to pee. Nothing. Gas, nothing. This thing, when I was there, I have never missed home more. And even though it was a great experience and stuff, I just missed home. So I guess because of all that acting, it put me closer in touch with the real thing, the reality. So really interesting process. I can't wait to learn more. So anyway, Jannette, let's take a look. And then we're going to come back and talk about your journey thus far and why you think I chose you to come in today to talk to everybody, share everybody about how I believe you're a master manifester. So we're going to watch a little clip here. One of my favorite people, Dr. Wayne Dwyer, and going to talk about manifestation. It's only a 3-minute clip, but Dr. Wayne Dyer, you guys, man, just always been one of my favorites. Super Soul Sunday. I think that's Oprah. Yep, there it is. The OWN network. Yep, that's hers. Here we go. Take a look at this, you guys, and then we'll get started.
Mastering the art of manifestation. How is that different from the law of attraction?
It's very, very different.
Tell me.
Yeah. The law of attraction, and I'm not here to put down the law of attraction. I think
Dang!
I think the law of
Wayne got legs.
Opened people up to a
Right.
new way of thinking.
Absolutely.
It had its flaws because
Right.
it allowed some people to think that all you had to do was think about a bicycle and there it would show
Right.
up. And the key word that you use in here over and over and over again in every chapter is that in order to attract or manifest anything, you have to be in alignment
With your source.
with your
With the
source.
Oh.
You have to be-
Yeah, it's
you
about
have to stay
alignment.
connected to the ocean.
That's right.
You have to stay
Because you
connected.
can't just sit around and wishing
Yeah.
for stuff. Or
So
Got that
basically,
right.
Neville taught me, and a lot of this is from the teachings of Neville.
Mhm.
Neville Goddard, who died in the 1970s.
I thought he meant Aaron Neville.
That all of us have within us this amazing capacity to manifest and attract anything that we want into our life. So how we call it, what words that we use, we have to be able to say, in The Secret, they say you get what you want, and what is missing. And what Neville said, and what has come to me, and what I got from the I Am Discourses, and what I get from the New Testament, which I read before I did it, is that you say, I will attract into my life what I am, not what I want. And I am capable.
Ooh, that was a good
attracting
one.
All things that the source is capable of attracting. So that's the difference. It's like you get what you are rather than what you want. So you want to become. You can't go around and ask these divine beings, angels, whatever you want to call them,
Who are right here all the time.
always.
Yes,
You
yes,
can't
and
ask
yes.
them to help me out. You have to become like they are. That when you become angelic, when you become a divine being yourself, when you are giving, when you are serving, when you are in that place, they will come to you. That's what happened to you in India. you then begin to see yourself in everything. You know, it's like,
Because it is our goal to reflect the character
Right.
of God. That's what
Right.
we're here to do, is
Exactly.
to emulate
Ooh, I
that.
got
that's what the Tao
chills.
Te Ching teaches as well. They
Yes.
call it your original nature. Your original nature is reverence for all of life, gentleness, kindness, and service towards others. That's Lao Tzu, 500 years before the birth of Christ, saying
Wow.
that's our original nature.
Yes.
Reverence for all of life, gentleness, kindness, service towards others, giving, offering, serving. And when you get to that place where you no longer have any judgment within you towards any of God's children, that means no condemnation, no criticism, no judgment towards anyone, even the Osama bin Laden.
But how
even,
can we be that since we're here,
But
we're
what-
living, we're on earth, we got problems.
Say it again, girl.
We
And-
have stuff going on.
And if enough of us get this message, Oprah,
Yes.
if enough of us get it, and that's just what my mission is just to teach people that you are love, you are divine. Put that into your imagination. I am well. I am happy. I am content. I am fulfilled. Even if your senses tell you that you're depressed. One of your people that called me when we did a pre-interview on here said, "Well, if I'm feeling depressed, I'm supposed to fool myself and say I am feeling well, even
You
if I'm
can choose
depressed?"
another thought. That's
Yeah,
what I've learned.
Absolutely. And it's like you don't say I am depressed, because if you say I am depressed, you connect with depression.
Hello.
Source, God, whatever you want to call it.
You beckon
Or
it.
mine, and says,
Come here.
"Offer
Come here,
me whatever
depressed."
it is
More
that you
depression.
put- Yeah, here's some more depression. I am unhappy. I am depressed. I am. So by placing into your imagination what you want and assuming the feeling of that wish as already fulfilled, you go through your life feeling that. When enough of us do that, we will transform this planet. I'm telling you, it can be done.
We're doing it right now.
Absolutely. Us sitting here right
Amen.
now together. It's all part of this perfection.
Man, is that awesome or what? And I've shown that clip before. It fits so many different genres, not just manifestation, not just law of attraction, but just getting there, staying there. So welcome back, Jannette. Why don't you take a minute or two and I'll scoot out for a second. Just say hello to everybody. There may be someone watching that does not know who you are or what you've been doing. So take time right now to catch everybody up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jannette Ramos. I am the founder and CEO of It Takes a Village Housing. I have two wonderful adult sons. One is Dano, the TV show host of Weekly Dose of Dano TV, and Lewis, who is a police officer for the state of Delaware, Newcastle County, Delaware. It is a pleasure being here with all of you. I have a lot to share. I'm excited on this new journey that I am endeavoring. Some tidbits. I resigned after 20 years of serving a child protective agency for the state of New Jersey as of yesterday. So 20 years is a long time. It's a lot of time and effort into protecting and saving the children of the
My
state of New
trouble seems so far away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Look what happens when you go on a TV set just once. Can't turn it off.
There you go.
Listen,
Can't turn it off.
Tell everybody yesterday, I saw you sent me something in Messenger or on my phone. You are officially
Resigned after 20 years, not retired, but I took a leap of faith and resigned. And when you think about, and Lauren and I have talked about this, how many people do you know think about resigning from a job but never do it? So you're talking to someone who took 20 years of her life, a lot of her youth, to pour into the state of New Jersey, and has just taken a leap of faith and just said, hey, this is not for me any longer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your investment in me. I really appreciate it, but I'm moving on to bigger and better things. I can keep going now.
I'm just looking at you. I'm like, oh, look at you. She feeling her, so she thinks she's cute.
I try to be as
You're
sustainable as
so
possible.
happy. Yeah,
I am happy.
Let's get started because I've been there with you. I've seen most of it. So I'm
Yes,
talking. Let's talk about a year ago. It takes a village. Now, first of all, what is ittakesavillage.org? What is it?
It's called It Takes a Village Housing. I have to add the housing to the end. Yes, because Hillary Clinton wrote a book called It Takes a Village. So I don't want to take credit for that specific name without adding the housing.
She didn't come up with that either. It Takes a Village has been around.
Nobody did. But exactly. So it's a common name. Yeah. But It Takes a Village Housing.
So what do you do?
Okay, I'm going to get to that. It Takes a Village Housing.
Punch it in the stomach.
It's geared towards helping women who have been alcohol and drug affected. So you take a mom, she has, let's say, 3 kids under the ages of 7. What we propose to do at It Takes a Village Housing is bring them in, give them transitional housing, give them the drug and treatment, alcohol, the services that they need, wraparound services, give their children the services that they need while these mothers are raising their kids. The concept behind that is oftentimes the foster care system becomes involved. We go in, we remove kids because we feel like we're doing what's in the best interest of the child. And although sometimes that might be the case, that's not always the case. We've terminated rights in the past for something as simple as marijuana use. And I'm embarrassed to say that, but that's how it was. And we know that today marijuana is legal.
Boo, hiss, boo.
Right, yeah. So that's just some self-disclosure there. However, It Takes a Village Housing is here to be a preventative measure, that last step before the foster care system, if you will. So if, let's say, Mrs. Smith has fallen, on heroin, and let's say she's been out on a 20-day blackout period and she's ready to get her kids back, we would be that entity that comes in and says, hey,
hold it. What's a 20, whatever you said, blackout
well,
period?
when somebody,
I pictured her knocked out somewhere. Hi.
No, right. But what happens is when a mother is ready to get clean, she'll go in what's called a blackout period, which is, between, 15 to 30 days. They place her somewhere.
Like You're talking about rehab. Are you talking about rehab?
Yeah, like a rehab type of thing.
They go into cold turkey, get clean.
Yes, that's just an example of one thing. I chose to use heroin because I know a lot of people
we got that part. It was the blackout terminology. Because
blackout. They call it the blackout period.
It's different than what I was thinking. Okay, so they go in, because that was going to be one of my first questions. How do you know if these people are clean, and what are they? Because I'm gonna tell you, when I was in those, I didn't go to any kind of rehab ever, but I was in halfway houses, shelters, and things like that when I was out there all those years. And I'm gonna tell you, it was easier to get dope there than it was when you were just out in your own apartment or whatever. So I just wondered, because a lot of people think, well, we got plenty of people doing what she's describing, but yours is different. So we want to talk about tell us, well, first of all, let's just build this out. Okay. Build a bear. So this was do it like that, but build a dream. This was just a thought, an idea just a year ago, right? So take them through, say, I started at point A in October of 2020 or whatever. Then by January, take us through the chronological sequential order of all these manifestations that have occurred, and then we'll come back on how you think they came to be. So go ahead, get started.
Sure. Well, in October of 2021, I decided that I wanted to do something different with my life. Although I appreciated working with children and families, I wanted to work with families in a different capacity, be able to salvage and save these families. And again, I touched upon of families. Sometimes you have to do that, sometimes you don't. So in 2021 of October, I decided I was going to take a leave of absence and figure out where and how I would be able to help these families. Lo and behold, through Lauren's coaching, who guided me through the process, I took a leap of faith, put in a leave of absence, and I hit the ground running. I took the leave of absence on a Friday. By Monday, I hit the ground running. Within 2 weeks, I had a logo. Within 2 weeks, I had the name of what the organization was called. Within 2 weeks, I I had my mission statement. I had more of a vision of where and who and how I was going to be able to assist these
So you said
families.
2 weeks. So that 2 weeks, are we
2 weeks.
still within the month of October?
Yes, we're at the end of the month of October.
Okay, so
Yes.
in the month of October, it went from the decision to take the leave all the way through getting the logo, mission statement. What else did you say?
The logo, the mission statement, and what else? The name. It takes a village housing, because when you're
on the name. Okay, so then we go into November. Anything happen in that month?
Yes, in November, I started creating a 38-page presentation plan proposal of what the who's, the hows, and the whens, why we were doing this, for who we were doing this, what it was going to look like, who was going to be there. And so slowly but surely, I ended up with, yes, a 36-page proposal, which is time consuming, especially for those women and men who know how to do grants. It's time consumption. So it was just, everything came to me. And as it came, I typed, I wrote. Till this day, I still have my notebook, and my notebook consists of lots of things that had to do with just even the name. It takes a village housing.
I remember that session.
Yeah. So
wait a minute. Hold that back up. That's an important piece. That was the piece that cracked the shell. Do you remember what happened? You wrote that down. We were on a session. I said, write the name down to bring it from in here out here.
Yes.
So that you can see it, touch it, taste it. All your senses can engage. When you get it, you write it down. Listen up, everybody. I don't care how ludicrous it sounds in your mind or when you tell people. The first thing you want to do, if you're serious and you mean it, because the moment you mean it, whatever it is becomes meaningful somewhere in your universe. So here's the deal. When she wrote that down, the tumbler moved, and one of the combination numbers fell into place. Okay, it fell into place. So later, I think it was within how long? An hour?
An hour.
What happened? Go ahead, tell them about that.
Well, within an hour, I had lunch with someone, and I just went out on a limb and say, hey, listen, to this individual, this is what I would like to do. This is the name. What do you think about this idea? And this person said to me, wow, I could visualize you doing that. And that was enough for me to say, hey, that's confirmation right there. Because remember, guys, anytime you ask for a confirmation, a sign, a note, a message, be on the lookout. Listen out, and you will get that, because the video was saying that earlier too. You think, ask and you shall get. It's this feeling, it's not whatever it is that you want, you can have.
Yes.
You can have it. You just have to go out and get it. I'm not going to say it's going to happen overnight, but start doing things like Lauren talked about. I wrote it down. I even wrote down the day I was going to take a leave of absence, which was 10/18/21. Remember that, Lauren? I kept doing that. That was there. I saw it every day. And just like I saw It Takes a Village written down, I have it here, as you guys saw. It's exactly, I knew then, like I know today, I would be one step closer to what the goal is. So it's not ludicrous, like you said. I know sometimes people might think like, well, okay, that was you, but try it. Try something as simple as writing down something and looking at it.
I said that in my lifetime. I'm gonna break it down real easy for you to understand. I said that so many times. It took me from the moment I could start making decisions all the way up to my 50th birthday. So it took me decades. So that is why it's so important that we share our illumination with other people to illuminate the way so that they don't have to take as long, hopefully. So let's go into December of 2021. Anything happen in that month?
In December, December was a shorter month. You have a lot of people on vacations, so what I started doing in December was sending out a lot of emails. And let me just say this is what I did personally. I worked from Sunday through Saturday. There was no taking the weekends off, because I wanted to ensure that something, even if it was just something as simple as making a phone call or drawing something or writing down a line, so that I was in alignment, like the gentleman talked about in the video with Oprah, being in alignment. So every day I made it my business to be in alignment with It Takes a Village Housing. And that just began opening other doors and other visions and other things that you think about, because when you're in alignment, you get the answers, you get the visions. You just have to believe. I know there's a saying that goes, you believe when you see, but no, it's the opposite. You believe. When you start believing, you'll start seeing. And that's the truth. And this is what happened to me. I started believing. I started visualizing myself in this particular place, as this role, as the CEO, as the founder, what it would look like, who I would be serving. And of course, for the purpose. What's your purpose? I figured out at that time, back in October, what my purpose was going to be. And it's a great purpose. Somebody on Lauren's show last week was talking about, or the week before, about, okay, figure out what your purpose is, but then what's your cause? What excites you? What is your passion? What do you want to see happen? And people that know me, and you could see me already, anytime I talk about It Takes a Village Housing, I get very passionate, because there's a need. So that is, the passion I have is because I know that there's a need for this. And Lauren, you had mentioned this earlier. This is not a program. If you look in the state of New Jersey, there is nobody as of yet that is doing what I propose to do. Will there be others in the future? Sure. I'm sure somebody will probably want to do something similar, and there probably are similar, but not to the extent where these mothers will be allowed to bring 3 of their children under the ages of 7. Hey, that's the best of every world. You get transitional housing, you get drug treatment, and you get to keep your kids. That's what parents want. That's what mothers want. Please don't take my child. So,
okay. Hold that thought. Listen,
okay.
We're going to take a brief break. And when we return, we're going to get back on that timeline, picking up in January of this year. And
Absolutely.
something I want you all to think about as we go to commercial break, and I'm going to show you some stuff. We got some more clips to show from Jannette's journey from her page. So we're going to look at some of it in real time. But as we go out, I want you to take this and put it up with you. Take it with you today. Listen, never settle for anything less than the true essence of your vision. Anything less than the true essence of your vision is merely a version. So think about that, and we will return in 60 seconds. Don't go away.
Hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? Seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Oh, I was hypnotized by that hand real quick. It's kind of creepy, but I like it. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. Thank you. I forgot to tell you this. Here's why I love y'all so much. Because we are here fulfilling one of the greatest promises available. The one that guarantees us that when two or more of us comes together, we have the same heart set, the same soul set, the same moral set, all of it just to be of service to each other. Wonderful things are guaranteed to happen. And if you've been here since the beginning, or if you just got here, hang around. There's more of it to come. I'm talking about the magic known as purpose. So Jannette Ramos is our guest today. Welcome back, Jannette. Before we went on break, we had started talking about how you came to be known in our circles, especially within my coaching program with all the other rock stars that work with us, our family, as a master manifester. And we were up to, you were giving us a chronological layout. So the new year rolls around. You know, a lot of people in their businesses and brands have a rough time getting started in the first of the year. What was January like in your neck of the woods?
Absolutely. January, I began the process of completing all the paperwork necessary to get the business registered. I applied for the 501c3 paperwork. There was a lot of things that you have to put in place, and I don't pretend to be an expert in all of that paperwork. You could easily do it yourself, hire an attorney, or go through LegalZoom. And I took the last route by going through LegalZoom, which they were amazing. If anybody ever needs or wants to start a nonprofit or just needs help with an LLC, LegalZoom was amazing. I have no complaints. They initiated the paperwork. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying kudos to LegalZoom. Because I've used them too. Started. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are great. So shout out to LegalZoom for helping me out in that capacity. And everything just fell into place in January.
Okay. And let's say this, you guys, you may say, all she had to do was fill out some papers and stuff. No, but she had to create the bylaws. She had to have the amendment. Yes. She had to choose who was going to be on her board, and approach the people, explain it, get them to accept all these things. So here we are, just coming off of one of the busiest months of the year for all of us with Christmas and New Year's. So then now we go into, now you got all that in place. What happened in February?
In February was more of just connecting with the different entities in the city, just trying to make connections, because it's all about connections. There is no I in team, and just familiarizing myself with some of the programs out there, how they run, what they do. So what I did do was start visiting other entities that were similar to mine, not specifically, but there was a place I found in Vineland that houses women and children, but just for homeless women. They didn't have the drug component piece. Then there was a house in Philly that I went to, and they dealt with just the mothers and not the children. So it was making connections in February.
It was making connections, and it's more than that. So let me butt in. I feel like I'm coaching right now. Let me butt in, you guys, because here's another thing I'm trying to give you. You got to look at these examples and remember that they're like a paint strip. Jannette is talking about the top color. That was the main thing that happened at that time. But there were other shades of the experience beneath it. And it's a never-ending paint strip, if you know what I mean. So I want to say this at this point, because when it's winter time, you live in New Jersey, but you still got out, because it's important not to sit there and go, well, I got my stuff turned in. There's nothing else I can do. So a lot of people go right to the things that they don't have, or why they can't do something other than what they're thinking of, instead of saying, well, what can I make happen now? What needs to be done eventually? That doesn't really matter if I do it now or later. So I can do it now instead of doing nothing. Because why? Yes. Here it comes. The bell is going to ring in 3, 2, 1. Here's why. I have never seen this not be the truth. A little bit of something will always prove to be a better decision than a whole lot of nothing.
Of nothing.
That was
Yes.
that was a double
Yes.
ring. Okay, so now we're in March. Where are you?
In March, I think in March, I created the website. I was creating things that I didn't have. I think I did a Facebook page back in March as well. And you touched upon it earlier. There are things that I've even forgotten that I have done. But like I stated earlier, I did something every day. So people don't know what you do up until they see the product. But there is a lot that goes into that. And just, making phone calls. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, so a lot goes into that. So tell people now, let's touch on another shade of that paint strip that we were talking about. So at this point, you're seeing this conveyor belt. It looks like Lucy and Ethel when the chocolates were coming on that conveyor belt. It's starting to speed up. And you're picking up chocolates and stuffing them everywhere. What was the difference? What was the immediate difference in your world from now that you're investing in your own dreams than a year before when you were getting burned out investing in the dreams of who you worked for? Do you understand what I'm saying? How different was it when it was your passion and not someone else?
I think that's the key right there. I know what I want. I know who I want to serve. I know who I want to protect. And I know going into it, what was the difference? Because the line of work that I did previously was working with children and families, primarily mothers and children, which is exactly the same type of work I'm doing today, but in a different capacity. The difference is I want to see families grow up together. I don't want to see them separated. So that in of itself is the passion. And with that, going into every day, something would pop in my brain. Again, when you're in alignment, when you know what you know, when you know what you know, those answers come to you. And you could just be sitting there thinking about something, and then something pops in your brain and you go do it. You got to follow it. It's an intuition.
And I want to say this, name that thing. Name that thing. When what I'm talking about.
Yes, you're right.
In your brain. You don't ever want to get into that perpetual habit of believing that when those things come in, that it's just coincidence and lucky guess. No, it is a divine download. It is. Yes. It is a divine download. It is coming from wherever we came from. The co-author of our journey is giving us heads up. I like how you said that.
I like how you said that because that's true. It's not a coincidence. People think, you start when something happens in your life. Please know it's not a coincidence. It's like Lauren said, it's divine timing. It's something within you. You are in alignment at that particular moment that whatever that answer or that impulse or that urge or something comes to you, follow it. Especially if it feels good. If it feels good, go follow it. If it doesn't, then don't do it. You'll know the difference.
Exactly. Absolutely. Now, I want to point out something because I took the notes. When you began, I'm just going to use October, November as examples. You said in October, the very first word out of your mouth was, I decided to take a leave of absence. And then in November, you started out with, I created the business plan. Okay. So both of those operative words, decided, created, both end in ED. And that's where the change happens, because a lot of us use the root words, but we don't pay attention to how the end of the word is, what it really means. For instance, I will create one day, or, I'm in the process of creating. You want ING or ED. Once you have the initial idea, get the E and the D, get the ING, keep them on your person, and be diligent. We must be good stewards, people. We have to be good stewards of our gardens. You have to weed it. You have to fertilize it. You have to till the soil. You can't just get up and look out there and say, anything happening yet? No, it's not. And for you business-minded people, you corporate-minded people, let me tell you something. Let me give you an outdated mindset. Networking is the cleaning of cocktail glasses and the passing of business cards. We the believers of promise, the believers of passion, the believers in purpose know that we are instructed to be what? Fishers of men. Don't network, start working your net. You want to be of service. You want to be of service. Can I get an amen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Amen.
So we're going to go to your page. We're going to go to your page. Now, watch this little bitty clip, you guys, and watch how you will see Jannette in the process of this manifestation key that you hear me saying I believe she is a master of. And just take a look at it, because you got to have a lot of faith to do this. You just do. Now I got to turn this up.
We're excited about. Good day, everyone. Jannette Ramos here, CEO and founder of It Takes a Village Housing. We're out in the streets of Camden again, and we're back to this location that I am super excited about. Look at this building, guys. Tell me what you think. It's something that I'm looking forward to getting in the future. I'm asking the congressman, I'm asking the mayor, I'm asking for your help, family and friends. Go to our website for our future families, our mothers who have been on drugs, our children. This is the future. Tell me what you guys think about the building. I feel like I am at home, and It Takes a Village Housing is here. I'm going around searching other buildings, other campuses, but this is the campus that I want, and I am going to get it. I feel it in my heart. So drop your comments below the link, below the video. Let me know what you think, and we'll be back out on the streets of Camden looking at.
Now, I'm going to say this because I want to show some other stuff. Well, before I say it, let's take a look. Because here you are. Look, here she is out there meeting bankers and people that can help make that campus. Now, you could have gone for just a little house, just to put a guy with a few bedrooms and done the easy route. But you went straight for the juggler. You went straight for that big building. And I want to tell you guys, one of the things we work on in our side of our coaching program is this: breaking that scarcity mindset routine. And people think they're really doing something when they say, I want to be a millionaire. Well, why would you say, if you're going to go that far, why not just say a trillionaire? Because here's the difference. First of all, we don't manifest individual things one at a time. Money, car, house, campus, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is. We manifest abundance, which means we're going to get more of everything.
Yes.
That we need.
Yes.
Will take us right into the world of everything we want. Now, Jannette, I'm going to show, look, and then celebrate it. Mission accomplished. All is working out for me. Look at that. Look at the engagement. Look at how those simple words, people love to celebrate with us. We give each other that 4-letter word known as HOPE, hope. So, Jannette, talk about how you do this, why you do. Look at that, feeling fantastic. Give it to them. Tell them as I take you through. I'm going to scroll. What is this we're looking at?
This is, I have also decided that in order to show people what you want, you have to set an example. You have to be a leader. You have to go out there. You have to give and do selfless acts. So this is a Camden City. I'm from Camden, New Jersey. This is a Camden City cleanup. So I'm giving back to my community, not because I'm looking for a medal, not because I'm looking to be acknowledged, but rather doing something for my community, because this is where I want to build. This is where I am. This is where I will continue to be. And this is who I am. And it makes you feel good. Who doesn't want to go out and do something for the purpose of feeling good? It really does make you feel better when you do something for someone else. And that's what that's about. I want to mention, Lauren, a comment you stated earlier about abundance. You're right. I didn't choose a house, a 3-bedroom house. And interestingly enough, I've had a lot of people in my ear saying, hey, just that. Why don't you start smaller? Why are you going for the big shebang? Why are you going out and getting that when you can start off small? And I listen, it's fine, because everybody has an opinion. What I tell them that is, this is what I want. This is what was put in my heart. This is what I'm seeking. Seek and you shall find. knock and the door is open. That's what I've been told. And so if that's the case, if I'm asking, it's going to be given to me. So yes, I could look at other entities, but if you noticed in that video, when I talk about that campus, I get really excited. Look, when I talk about, I'm still talking about it, and I get really excited because this is for our families. This is for our future adults. Remember, these are kids today, but 15 years from now, they're going to be those adults that you and I see that are out there, you know, either in dysfunctional relationships, on drugs, in prison, or whatever the case may be. If we don't produce these kinds of services now, everything starts in the home, in that foundation. So let's nip it in the bud. Let's help these families now.
Now.
Let's nip it in the bud now. Let's do something different.
So listen, because we got just a few minutes left. I want to show
already.
Yes, and I want you guys to take a look in the background. The little bitty pieces. These are the things that we do when no one is watching. Okay, when the world is sleeping and you're up at 2 a.m. and you wonder, will it ever make a difference? Look around. She had to order this banner that's on this table, this cloth, all those giveaway pieces, and really put some thought into them. Why? Again, because when we need something, it makes it meaningful somewhere in our universe. And what is greater than us watches how we execute the smallest of tasks. Why? Because as human beings, we are creatures of habit. And God knows that what we do in small things is most likely what they can depend on us doing with great things. Think about that and listen to this.
Hey everyone, Jannette Ramos here, CEO and founder of It Takes a Village Housing. We're out here celebrating Juneteenth at Wiggins Park in Camden, New Jersey. Come on out, come support us, come support a lot of the vendors that are out here. There'll be live music, there'll be food, there'll be connections being made. Come on out and support us. And look, we have our first event. It Takes a Village Housing, and I am so excited and proud. Come support us. Look, we even have a sunflower right up on the gate. Who knew? Who knew that this would be the perfect spot?
Okay, so, and there's much more, and we're going to show you how to get over to Jannette's page. Jannette, take a few minutes now, a couple minutes, and talk about the difference in you when you, what was the change? Because do you remember in our coaching when there was a different person that showed up every week? Her body language was different. Her grooming was different. Her attitude was different. Everything. And it took just one decision to change all of that. Hence, changing everything that was in front of you. Yes or no? Yes,
that is correct.
Tell them about it, because it happened. It happened. Tell them about it. All you.
Well, when I've been coaching with Lauren for almost 2 years now, and the first 9 months, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was still working. So it got to the point where Lauren said to me, hey, listen, you figure out what your passion and purpose is, or, you know, I may need to stop coaching you. He didn't say it specifically like that, but that's what it came down to. Hence, It Takes a Village Housing came about. And, you know, the line of work that I do, if you've worked in child protection before, you're saving children, it can be stressful. It is a stressful job. It has its rewards, but at the same token, you know, you put a lot of work into it. So when I decided that It Takes a Village Housing was going to come about and I was going to be helping families in a different capacity, you know, I got excited. My vision changed, my purpose. I was clearer on my purpose. The gentleman talked about earlier, you get what you think about. So remember that, folks. When you're thinking about something, when you want something, think about it, visualize it, see yourself there, live it, do it. And once you start to play that part, you see yourself there, you get other things, other vibrations connecting with you, and you start to become what you've decided you're going to be. Absolutely. And so after, you know, we decided that that's where I was going with the organization, every week I had something. I still have something to tell the coach. I have something to tell Lauren, because things just start popping up. Every week is an exciting week because I have news to share. And I'm not lying to you. It's amazing. It's amazing what the universe, brings to you, what God brings to you, whatever you believe in. But once I'm bringing it back to alignment, align yourself there. Believe
right.
it.
And I want to say this right here for you all out there, because I tell people all the time, when you hear these testimony stuff, it's not some recruiting process. I care less about that. Seriously.
Nope.
The reason I think it's important is because I don't care where you get it. I just want you to get it. But when you do, if you should start coaching, two things. Remember, your coach is supposed to put wind beneath your wings. They're supposed to enhance your vision, not hijack your vision. And you should not go to coaching for someone to show you who to be. You should go to coaching because you're working with someone who can clearly see what's within you. How do you know they can do that? Look at what they're doing. Can they see what's within themselves? Because if they can and they're using it and you see the proof of the ascension.
Yes.
There you go. Because it's not about us being above or beneath one another. That's a dupe. They pit us against each other.
And that's a great point. And we're all the same. I'm no better than the next person.
That's right.
You get
right.
Yeah. What is it that you want? Go out and get it. Go after it. We're all the same. There's nobody here better than anybody. You get what you ask for. You just have to believe it.
We got to tell them about that day in Chicago when you came for the Power We. And let me just set it up because I don't want to leave nothing out. We were all morning long. We know because we live here. We know how long it takes to get to the airport at any given time. Trust me. Excuse me. And so Jannette just kept on worrying, being fearful of something that did not. And we're gonna miss it. Is it too late? We were like, Jannette, we got time to go to breakfast. We got time to do this. We got time to do that. And she just kept on. And then when we got to, all the restaurants we were going to were full. So the next to the last one, we were headed in. And before we I said, Jannette, you better be careful because, you're a master manifester. When you're thinking and doing what you're doing, you better understand you can manifest something right now that's going to show up right around this corner. When we turned and we were 5 paces from the corner. It wasn't a half hour later. We were almost not past a quarter, almost halfway to the airport. There's Jannette, her son, and Gabriel Klingman and his girlfriend, Amani Samuel, in the back seat. And they have a 15-minute flight after Jannette. They got plenty of time. Everybody's comfortable, but Jannette still worried. And then the phone rang. And it was Brian. And he said, hey, the Oracle was in the car with Brian. He goes, tell Jannette she left her purse in my car. And all of a sudden, the manifestation of what she was fearing was there.
Yep.
Tell them how that made you feel.
Well, I just want to say,
and what it did to change you once and for all.
Yes. You get what you think about, whether it's good or bad. And like he said, I was worrisome. So when you think about being worried, you're emanating that type of vibration out into the universe. And you're only going to get something in return if you continue to think about that. That's why earlier Oprah was saying to him, change your thoughts. When you think about something negative, process that emotion really quickly and think about something else. Think about something that makes you happy. I have since learned that. But at that time, I was worried about missing the air. I didn't want to miss the plane. So it made me
get her purse. And she still didn't miss it.
We still didn't miss the plane, but yes, because of that emotion and that feeling that I held on to for quite some time, I ended up leaving my purse, as Lauren mentioned, and I felt bad. For his girlfriend
because never about just one thing. It's never about just one thing. Okay, something's going on with her internet. Listen, it's never about just one thing. They did not miss the plane. Gabriel and Amani did not miss their plane. We didn't get a speeding ticket. Nothing untowards happened. So she got the message. She took it and she did something with it. Listen, we are out of time. And I just want to say, you guys, there are some ways that you can, where are they? There it is. If you want to continue the dialogue, and I certainly hope you do, it takes a village mom@gmail. That's where you can leave messages. Head over to ittakesavillage.org and check out what all is going there. I'm going to leave that up there. Jannette, thank you so very much for coming and sharing this play-by-play with us today, if you will. It's a real thing, you all. The art of manifestation. Don't keep your dreams contained in a bottle. Let them out. The saying is, the promise is, your cup runneth over. Don't let it become your cup runneth out. Okay, I'm Lauren Michaels Harrison. I just want to say it's been a true blessing as always. Again, thank you so much, Jannette. My best to Lou and to Dano. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, you will. You'll see me the next time. With that campus.
There you go. Manifest it to the end. Goodbye, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. We got another great guest for you. I'll see you on the porch at 8 a.m. Central, God willing, and we'll do it all again. I'm looking forward to our time together on the next episode of Bathrobe Moments. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.